How about you just take your money and find an establishment that will serve you the way you want to be served. Everything that comes up to you doesn't have to come out of you. Hey there, Cornell Jermaine here, back with a little quick video. I had to stop to talk about this real quickly, and I think it's so necessary. I do a lot of work to help develop the best of some of the entrepreneurs and corporate entities that you all purchase from, that we all enjoy, right? Some of the teams and departments there, particularly those that are customer facing, trying to develop them and get them to be the best in order to serve their specific customer. But I've been seeing and noticing a lack of responsibility when it comes to the customer itself. And I think it's important to address, because people like me put a lot of energy into developing a team and developing a group of people who can serve well. And not just serve well, but serve in an efficient manner. And not just serve in an efficient manner, but to serve professionally, you know? But then they get and encounter these individuals who are entitled, disrespectful, indecent. And I said, you know what, there's a responsibility here, and I think it needs to be said to the customer. Just because I'm in a service industry, or the people that I work with are in a service industry, we too are customers of someone else's. And we can't go into that establishment making demands and being entitled and being disrespectful and acting just rudely and unseemingly. Just some of the things I have seen and witnessed, the stories I've heard, it is one, mind-boggling. Well, you know what, it's not mind-boggling because I understand why it is. But at the same time, I'm still blown away at the fact that people can act like this, not only to another human, but in public. And I'm not talking about a racial thing. I get that. We got that whole sector of people who want to call out, because it's not just the Karens, it's the Brendas, it's the Bridgets, it's everybody. Now, granted, there are some things that need to be done better when it comes to serving you. Yes, we're dealing with a generation of customer-facing individuals that may not have the best emotional intelligence and may not have the best social and communication skills. They may not have the best professionalism, but at the same time, that does not license an individual to come into an establishment and act a fool. I think we have been viewing this reality TV world, and when I'm talking about reality TV, I'm not just talking about the reality TV shows. I'm talking about just the reality TV, that some of the stuff that we've seen on social media and people behaving and doing things that are entertaining to a degree and funny and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But we've taken that and I think there's been a blurred line somewhere where we think that it's okay just to act any kind of way we want just because we feel it. You know what I mean? And I get it. There's a huge social unrest. There's a huge political unrest. There's a lot of people who just tired. Yeah, I get it. But it still does not negate that you need to respect one another, especially when you're in a professional environment. And when you're in a professional environment, a business, it's not only that customer-facing individual, that service provider who has to be respectful and professional, you do too as the customer. You have a responsibility to handle yourself in a professional manner. And guess what? If it does not go the way you think it should, if you are handled in a rude manner, if you are handled in a way that is disrespectful and unwarranted, you know, I don't think it's ever warranted to disrespect a customer and cuss them out and do some of the things I've seen. But we can't turn into this battle where we just going off and hollering at each other and you raise your voice so I raise mine. Somebody has to be mature. And you may be working with a group of people that don't understand that. So as you, as the adult, because I've seen some of these videos and I've seen witnessed some of this stuff, and you got these kids, these 20-year-olds arguing with these 50 and 60-year-olds because they said something and did something and you didn't do this and I did. Let me tell you, the first thing you can do as a customer, when you are in an establishment and they don't value you as a customer, you can take your money and go somewhere else. What happened to that? What happened to you saying, no, thank you, I'm good, I'm gonna go somewhere else? I've done it, but I ain't gotta stand there and holler and yell and make a scene and cause a ruckus because someone didn't say something the way I thought they should or didn't do something the way I thought they should. No, give me my money back and I'm gonna take my business elsewhere. You can do that. You don't have to stay there. But guess what? Because of this social unrest and this reality TV type of mentality, we just think that we can just, go out and just act a fool, because in some manner, what we've been seeing over the course of the last 10 years, looking at social media, watching reality TV, we've been seeing a behavior that has conditioned us to think that it's okay. And at the same time, we're dealing with all this stuff in the real world that gets, it wears on you. I get it. But if all of us took our unrest, our unease, all of our woes, and cast them upon everybody that we encountered that we think disrespected us or we think mishandled us, we would be in a huge just civil war, a civil social war, fighting one another over foolishness, all because we are emotionally immature, socially inept, and just downright indecent, disrespectful, and unprofessional. But you know what part of it is? Some of this is because you feel like that person is beneath you. Because they're working behind the counter at a McDonald's, you don't value or you don't think they have a value in the workspace or the professional environment.
So you think because you're this or that, or you have a good job, or you got this and got that, you can go in here and if they just say the slightest thing or behave in the slightest manner, you can respond in a way because they're beneath you anyway.
Superiority complex. How about you just take your money and find an establishment that will serve you the way you want to be served? Everything that comes up to you doesn't have to come out of you. You may think and feel a certain way, and there is a way to say it. Now granted, I get it. Sometimes we get in the heat of the moment, get emotional, and we act out, and at the end of the day, we kind of maybe feel bad about it. But in this generation, they don't feel bad. They act out and they feel validated. They feel like they were supposed to.
Because that one did this and this one did that.
No. A professional environment requires not only the professionals in there to act professionally, it also requires those who come in there for service to act professionally as well. Don't be rude to your service providers. Don't be disrespectful to your service providers. Don't talk down to your service providers as if they're beneath you. I knew a lot of people back in the day like this, where they would threaten to write corporate. What happened to those days? I want you to go back to those days. I'm gonna write corporate and write them. You ain't gotta tell them and go off on them and cause a scene. Get your money back, go somewhere else. And in the meantime, write a letter to corporate and tell them how that establishment behaved, how those representatives behave. But no, people don't want to do that anymore. They want to take matters into their own hands. They want to fight their own battles in somebody else's establishment, attacking people. Some of the stuff I have seen, because my team, make me aware of these things, and some of it I can't even watch, because it is just heart-wrenching to see humans behave in this manner, like animals. And I'm saying this, and I'm speaking specifically to the customer because somebody has to say it to you. Yes, you should be served well. Yes, they do have an obligation to serve you in a manner that is respectful and honorable, etc., etc. You're paying your money, you deserve it. Absolutely. But at the same time, you have a responsibility to be professional and reasonable. Reasonable. Just because you're paying $50 for that doesn't mean you have the right to come in and take over the whole establishment. You're not the only customer. No, that's not how we behave. And what it's doing is created this atmosphere with these people where they don't even want to serve. They come to work with this weight on them because they just like,
I gotta deal with these people today.
Now people are jaded, they're drained. Some of them have really tried to serve you well, and some of them may have not been trained well. Deal with it, come back if you wish, but if it's that bad, go somewhere else. There should never be a person in an establishment with their phone out recording a scene of a customer attacking a representative, be it verbally or physically, because of something they said, did, or otherwise. Never. So you have a responsibility as the customer. And if nobody has told you, I'm telling you. Just because you're paying your money does not mean you're entitled to run the place, to move people out the way, to talk out of the side of your neck, to be condescending and disrespectful and indecent. Where is your human respect? Where is your dignity? Because when you act like that and walk away, you should feel ashamed of yourself. But most don't. And that's a bigger problem. That's for you, your therapist, and your God to discuss. But what I'm here for you to say to you today is you have a responsibility to be professional, and you also have the right to take your money somewhere else. And to my customer-facing departments and individuals, those who try on a regular basis to serve people well, I salute you today. I honor you today. Yeah, I know there's a lot of you who just weren't trained well, and some of you may just be in the job because you just need to check and you really don't even care about serving people well. I get it. I know, you're there as well, but I salute you as well. It's up to your team leader, your manager, your business owner to find a way to either develop you or part ways with you so that they can serve their customer well and keep the environment of their establishment professional. But either way, I salute you all because I understand what you deal with. I get it. But there is a way for us, when I say us, I'm talking about customer service providers to serve people well. There's training for you. There's opportunity for you to grow. There's development for you, all of that. But I'm here today to speak on your behalf as your friend, to let the customers that you sometimes probably don't get the opportunity to share and tell how you really feel, I'm here to share with them for you because they have a responsibility just like you do. And if both of us, the provider and the customer, are responsible within our given spaces of responsibility, then we can do business in a way that is not only professional, but it's inviting and it's refreshing. I hope this helps somebody. I really do. Cornell Jermaine, I'll be back next week, same time, same place. Until then, take care.